Alrighty, welcome to
Got him.
part two of episode 71 of the Gamers Roundtable. As you can see, we've kind of shifted our cast a little bit. We've already introduced some of them. We've got the President of Canada, we've got Batman, and we've got Charles. We've also got a new joiner. Manny has joined us in that kind of fray of everything there. Hello, Manny, and thanks for joining us. It's been a while, and I'm glad to have you back. Hello.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool.
Says, oh yeah, the little Lego man.
Oh, yeah, you're a Lego guy.
He's Lego guy. And I'm myself, I'm Leafx. So if you weren't watching the first part, which you should probably just skip anyways, watch this part. We've got a live Q&A in the side, so if you want to join in, ask us questions, join in the conversation, you're more than welcome to. But we're going to talk about some news. We got a couple important things I think we can cover a lot on today. No topics today, but we're on the topic of Konami, and one of our lovely Q&A viewers questioned, why does Konami hate games? And that's kind of the topic we're going on right now. So if you missed the first part, I'll reiterate. Konami has made an official statement for Silent Hills. This is their statement. Konami is committed to new Silent Hills titles. However, the embryonic Silent Hills project developed with Guillermo del Toro, featuring the likeness of Norman Reedus, will not be continued. In terms of Kojima and del Toro being involved, discussions on future Silent Hills projects are currently underway, and please stay tuned for any further announcements. Now, Adam, after that, Mr. President had a point he made. So if you want to reiterate that as well, we'll get into our discussion.
Okay, so basically around the time that they were stripping Koji Pro's names and credits from all the trailers and such, websites and all that fun stuff, you could notice that their new executive list and their new layout for their internal management structure was, it seemed to reward all of the people working on their mobile titles and in their mobile division, so it seems to imply that they are headed in that direction company-wide, and that might have given them more motivation for dampening down on, say, Kojima's role or their traditional console role, but I don't know if that conclusion can be drawn completely.
I was going to say, if that's what they're going for, that's kind of a weird way to go about it.
Well, I think that's just like more justification for, say, an internal manager making a tough decision to cut a project that maybe only Kojima was supporting internally, politically.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we also forget this because we're not in Japan, that Konami actually has a lot of businesses that aren't video game related. Back in the home country, like they have fitness clubs, they have gambling. They make lots of gambling machines, pachinko machines. They get involved in the gambling business. They have a lot of side projects that are making them some money too. And it seems like oftentimes they're probably more focused on that and quick mobile bucks than they are on actually making big games at this point.
Now, is that a Japanese just kind of trait? Like, because I remember, Nintendo. There's all those facts. Nintendo was a playing card company. They have all these other things. Is that just what Japanese companies tend to do?
It's good for them to diversify. A lot of those old companies, they want to. I think they think of themselves as entertainment businesses first, not necessarily video game businesses. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense.
So another quick thing is it's the idea of a conglomerate having more than one function in a corporation. That's pretty widespread here too. Just not in video game companies.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
I mean, the best we get is Kraft, who own, or PepsiCo, who makes pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
And cheese.
I own everything, yeah. But that's true. It's just, I guess I never really thought like that. Yeah, if they put themselves as entertainment company first and then go from there. But it's just kind of it does seem like a weird way they're going about maybe announcing or going to mobile gaming more so on their gaming division.
I'm sure you guys already covered this, right? But you heard all the controversy where Kojima's maybe fired or going to leave as soon as Metal Gear is over.
Yeah, well, his name's been removed from a lot of any projects coming up. And then from what I heard, though, he still has the rights to be able to work on his own future Metal Gear games.
Yeah, so I just wonder if he's going to leave soon, why would Konami want to back this thing? That you're right, maybe he was the only person in the company who was pushing it. It's like, I forget, he's gone.
Yeah,
Cancel that.
that's a very good point. That it's if you have a whole board of directors against an idea and there's one guy supporting it, just drop them, right? No
Yeah.
matter the name.
So like, what were the sales for Downpour and Homecoming, which were obviously geared a little bit more towards mass market appeal, just a little bit? What were the sales numbers for that? Were they good? Did they justify the budget for those games? Maybe they want to head in that direction instead of taking risks.
And some of these companies with their spending, and sometimes they need these games to make up for losses in other divisions. Like, remember, like 2 years ago, Square Enix was talking about how Tomb Raider was a failure or was a disappointment, even though they sold like well over like 2 million copies. It was a real disappointment. It's like, are you kidding me? That's great.
Well, that's the trick, is you set the expectations so high that it justifies cutting budget and cutting employees even, not giving them their bonuses.
Plus, Hitman didn't do that great, and they were hoping like, well, Tomb Raider will do well for us, and it'll make up for Hitman losses. That's what like Absolution came out that year.
Right. No, so I remember now, they had some weird thing where they had hedged their profitability that year on Tomb Raider making a certain amount of money. So it's not
and like
just
by any other metric, it was a success, but by their crazy metrics, no, total disappointment.
Yeah, I remember them saying that, and it was, yeah, same reaction. What are you talking about? Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if that's what it is. If Konami's going, what mobile stuff does Konami do? Like, are you talking like handheld devices or mobile phones and tablets and stuff?
phones and tablets.
Okay. What do they have titles?
Oh, actually, web games are pretty popular over there too. Now that I think about it.
Okay. I just do they have any notable stuff on?
I don't think you're gonna find anything on like Western app store.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not like they're making like these like really laudable premium games for hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I never thought the iPad could actually be a real gaming console. You're not saying that after you buy a Konami game.
It's just weird. Yeah, it's strange. It's Konami's a big name, and they make titles that are, again, a lot of only hardcore gamers have played.
Oh, so they have like Dragon Collection, the World Soccer Collection, Winning 11, and all that stuff, which not so big here, but fucking huge elsewhere.
I'm not that surprised now that I think about this. It feels like this is the trajectory Konami's been on for a while. Like every year for the last several years, they've had less and less games. Almost like, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but last year at E3, their booth was literally a placeholder.
You know the problem? The problem? They didn't put Tak Fuji in charge. That's the problem. Charge the whole company.
Oh my goodness, everything is clicking. Those Konami press conferences are notorious. They're infamous now. That's some of the worst press conferences an E3 has ever had.
The best.
They didn't
Tak Fuji. The best was Tak Fuji.
1 million troops.
It wrapped around into amazing. See,
it really did.
People paid attention to Konami that year.
Man, but ever since that year, I mean, you can just see a steady decline in their releases every single year, year after year, to the point where last year it was literally the entire booth, this massive booth the size of EA, empty except for one little desk and like a Metal Gear poster on the wall. And if you came by with the camera, they said no recording. Like, what is there to record? There's nothing here. The carpet?
They actually said no recording.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed to. If you watch the giant bomb footage, someone came up to them like while they were recording the area, like, no footage here.
Because they don't want them recording imagery of them having nothing.
It's because they believe that this electronic equipment is capable of filming the ghosts that they all are now.
I guess. Put it that way. It's I guess if you point it out like that, and they've gone from the point, they're slowly declining in the amount of games they have out to the point now they're canceling them. So it makes sense, I guess, that they're going that direction. It's just going to be weird, I think, for a lot of gamers. If like, what's Kojima going to do? Has he started his own studio now? Is he going to go to someone else?
I bet you anything, as soon as he's done, he's out of there.
Like
out of Konami. I mean, didn't they close the LA studio that they just opened in collaboration with USC?
They renamed it from Koji Pro to Konami LA.
Huh. I wonder how long till that's gone.
or they use it to start, as I was saying, having Western apps
West, like,
stuff you see, right?
yeah, like their cookie clicker or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone as soon as the tax breaks expire.
And I wonder, wasn't USC like a big part of that because they have a really good game development program, so they were like kind of funding some of the costs or something, or at least like partnering with them, sending them cheap labor or interns.
Same thing.
Yeah. Oh man,
But yeah,
I wish we had someone on the inside.
Yeah,
Give us the lowdown.
it gives the deets, the dirty deets.
So I'm looking at Konami's like support services, front and center, corporate office, slot machine and system sales, slot machine support services, like all of their stuff on their stuff doesn't even mention like gaming up front.
On Konami.
No, I'm just saying casino stuff is big for them right now.
Yeah.
I linked you to their cabinets and the kind of casino games they have.
Yeah, so for them it's not even. Yeah, I saw that link. It's for
They got
them,
other.
it's
They
not even a big
they
deal
got
to drop.
other stuff going on. Oh.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
man.
think it's just going to be weirder for the gamers. You know, stop seeing some of these titles coming from them. And again, a Metal Gear game is going to be. I don't think. I guess maybe not tougher. It's going to be a while before we see something.
I wish they would have given like a big executive position to Koji Igarashi with his like whip and his cowboy hat. If he was in charge, man, everything would be different.
Everything would be different.
More Castlevanias, more chances.
But they would all be IGA Castlevanias. They'd all be like that. All of them, forever. Every game would be following that format. You know, it wouldn't be bad, actually.
It's better than what we got now.
Yeah.
True. All right. Yeah. So that's Konami. And if it's, I guess, yeah. In conclusion, it looks like they're stepping away from the big AAA title video games and going.
Who knows? I guess this E3 will be the test, right?
Yeah, that's true. To see what
It's
they
like
pull out.
it's whatever comes after Metal Gear Solid 5 is the test. They're obviously going to make Silent Hill games. It's just, are they going to be worth playing, and are they even going to be traditional?
And when they say Silent Hill titles, you know, that could be anything really. It could be a point-and-click adventure on your phone.
Could
It
be
could
like
be a remaster. Everyone wants a remaster, right?
it could be like a garbage Vita game. Oh wait, they already did that.
Which one?
Wait,
is
wasn't it a PSP game?
No, that was they did one on PSP that was like an actual Silent Hill game, but on Vita they had WayForward make some top-down shooter thing.
Oh, it's totally slipped past me. Oh, Book of Memories. No, that
That's
was
it. Well,
that
it's
was a
overhead.
Diablo
It's-
clone.
Yeah, Diablo. That's it.
Yeah, I remember I played that at the Konami offices a little while ago before it came out. And I was actually surprised because when I walked in, I thought like, oh my god, really a Silent Hill Diablo game? But I was surprisingly competent. But
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you don't play Silent Hill for that though.
Yeah. Well, I guess as you said, E3 will be the big teller. That's June 16th.
So, do you guys think they're going to announce any new games at E3?
I will
It's tough
say,
if
I don't think they're going to announce anything I want to play.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be weird because if they're already dropping, you know, this big Silent Hills project, I can't see them unless a game's like done. I can't see them wanting to push too much more if they're trying to ease away from that. But again, this is all speculation, right? So.
Or this is all just a work, and it's all just part of Kojima's master plan.
Maybe he actually controls the company.
Then why did they delist themselves from the New York Stock Exchange?
It's all part of Kojima's master plan.
All right.
Well,
I'll ask any more questions.
It involves a secret island.
that stock exchange that was announced like way back in like December or something, though, I think, right? So I don't think that has to do with the.
Oh, I just read news stories like today that they were getting the list.
No, yeah, it finally happened. Today.
Ah, gotcha.
I think they announced it a few months ago.
All right, fair enough.
Yo, Charles, any strong opinions on Konami? Go.
No.
Can I play it on my
Sounds
computer?
about right.
Can I play it on my
Play it on my
computer?
PC?
Yes,
Do
you
they
can
make
play.
PC games?
They do. Metal Gear Solid 5 will be on PC.
If it gets released.
It's
Yeah.
at least.
It gets canceled.
There,
It just gets canceled. It's like
there's
Konami's like, you know what, we
no-
don't care anymore.
there's no way they could cancel that without pulling out of the console space. There's no way. there's too much on that game.
Yeah, that one is true. That one won't, like with Silent Hill is a little easier because there's nothing really invested, with the community wise. Like there's that playable teaser, but that's it. There's nothing else after that came out, right? There's nothing built around it. So yeah, you're right. It's too much for them. But
somebody needs to tell Konami that pulling out is not a viable substitute for proper contraceptives.
They're gonna do it anyways. All right, so on that, Braden, I presume you have no strong thoughts on that as well either.
Dude, I loved Castlevania 4.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought.
I'll take it. Well, with that, then I've got another big a big topic.
Call of Duty.
That I want to go over.
Get wrecked.
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? There's Black Ops 3 with some revolutionary gameplay and multiplayer coming out.
Yeah. The big reveal trailer was yesterday, right?
Yeah, on Twitch. Yeah.
Cool.
And it looks like they're bringing their own version of exosuits, and honestly, I was going to be weirded out if they didn't have exosuits because you can't change the metagame and then bring it back to where it was before.
Did you guys see the Twitter post by I think it was Eidos Montreal?
No, I didn't.
The Deus Ex guys?
I didn't see that.
So they responded to the Activision tweet posting the trailer with just a picture of the one. It's some cat meme where the cat's looking at the screen and then looks away, but like with the Deus Ex yellow sheen all over it and stuff. Because the whole transhumanism thing is something that they've been pushing themselves for a while.
Yeah, that's like the joke. Call of Duty, Mankind Divided.
Yeah.
I'll
try and find the picture. It's funny.
Yeah, put that in the link there for us. But honestly, and again, I'm a Call of Duty guy. None of you guys really care what I have to say probably about it. But I don't know if they can continue on what Advanced Warfare did. I think Advanced Warfare was one of the best games in the series besides Black Ops 1. And I think if they can continue to push it forward and not just stick to the thing for the next 5 years, I think it'll be good. But their whole thing this year is making everything like seamless. You can jump from zombies to multiplayer to single player while you're in the same lobby with someone seamlessly.
Good.
You know what? You know what else would be seamless? If the matchmaking actually fucking matchmaked and divided up team sizes properly.
I find
that shit still doesn't work.
I find 2v6 charming, to be honest.
I play ranked, and I find it's okay. It could use some tweaking, but I find it's okay in that.
Like, 5 people should not be running into a team of 5 pre-made people, or like 5 individuals shouldn't be matched against a full team. It seems like a solved problem at this point.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like
composition. I'm talking about composition.
Yeah. Okay. Clans going in and.
I will say I'm with you, Brody. I'm excited for this one. I like the topic. We don't get very many Cyberpunk games, and now we got 3 major AAA Cyberpunk games coming relatively soon. Right on.
Yeah.
This one, Deus Ex, and of course, Cyberpunk is still around the corner. Hopefully.
Yeah,
around the corner.
In 2018.
Okay, it's a far corner.
The new joke is it's delayed to 2018 now instead of the one that was delayed pushed back to 2015.
Wait,
all
what?
games were delayed to 2015 last year.
What's the
no games released last year?
What is it? 21, 22?
2077.
2077, yeah.
That'll be when it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're setting it in when they're projecting it's going to be released.
Yeah, it'll be a present time game.
You know what? It would be worth it if the entire game is narrated by the tabletop, like the guy who created the tabletop game. Like his voice is so smooth.
Dude,
have you heard that guy talk? He's got like genres where like ho 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 ho.
I just think it'd be hilarious if they made this game, they waited till 2077 to release it, and they were right.
You know what I would like to see people do right now is release a game of like the perspective of say like the 80s of what like 2020 would be.
Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Yes, Far Cry Blood Dragon and Shadowrun Returns.
Yeah. Those ones are two ones that I already have actually.
Yeah, I love retrofuturism. Just like Fallout is the 1950s projected 300 years in the future.
Love Fallout, bruh.
Of course, that's like the big thing, right? Fallout 4 this year, Bethesda's E3 press conference, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, probably.
That'd be wonderful.
And Elder Scrolls, probably.
Man,
I don't care at all about Elder Scrolls. It's dumb.
I cannot wait to see if it's like they have their press conference and it's just like Fallout is all you see on the screen for 5 minutes, and then underneath it fades in 1 and 2 coming to Steam.
Like a trailer for Prey 2 on Android or something.
Yeah.
Prey 2 coming to Android tablets this summer.
Or they advertise it as Fallout, but it's actually Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be the greatest stuff. But
just add guns to Skyrim.
I'm an Elder Scrolls guy. Like I do enjoy that universe.
Dude, I love Skyrim. One of my favorite games.
I'm not as into Elder Scrolls, to be perfectly honest. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it as much.
See, that was made for the Fallouts.
I'm not. I think that's the rare exception. I'm not into fantasy stuff. I'm into the Elder Scrolls.
I'm just into good games.
I'm usually not into shooters even. For some
Yeah,
reason, I like Fallout.
Yeah, for me, Fallout was the environment that did it for me. I came from something like Oblivion, where it's colorful. There's vibrant crap everywhere, and then it was just a wasteland.
Well, New Vegas is a lot less of that, but and so were the Fallout games on PC. Fallout 3 was very, very green and gray.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair.
Yeah,
dude, I love Castlevania 4.
That's a good comment. All right, so the next one I want to bring up then, I think we can get some good topic on this, is recently Steam has announced that they're going to be all mods for games on Steam are going to be paid mods. And
what?
Not all mods on Steam.
Sorry, any mods. So was it? Anybody that wants to make money off their mods has to do it, and they put it on Steam. Has to take only a 25% cut of the profit. Valve takes 75%, and then they split that with the developer.
So they only get 25%, by the way, if they have made $400. Up till then, I believe it's a $0 thing.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people in uproar about this, and there was recently a Skyrim mod that took out like third-party donations. Like he linked to his outside. All links to donation sites have been removed from people's descriptions of their mods. Valve is going through and removing all these things, so you can't make money off it if it's on the Steam ecosystem, unless you do it through them, and then it's a 25%, and as you said, after $400. Now there's a few directions this can go, and a few sides you can come from with this, but a lot of people obviously have been upset. I'm going to go over some of the these have been some consumer points, negative points of why they don't like. These are complaints, so we can maybe dig into these. But some of the complaints are the ability to make quick cash is going to draw an opportunist looking to profit from people excited about new stuff to play with, increasing the amount of noise you'll have to sift through to find quality content. I don't know if anybody has any comments on that one there.
Can't they just do that already?
And I kind of feel like that's kind of a hollow argument when that is like Steam's #1 problem in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
It's already noise. What's more noise gonna do to the problem?
Isn't like 20 crappy Android ports on the store every single day or something, and they're all on the top, and they all just get mixed in with all the big real games, and it's just a big mess to get through stuff to the point where they have to have Steam curator lists to get us to fix it for them.
Yes.
Yeah, Valve's response of just let the community handle it is pretty hollow. A pretty bad excuse to make up for their we're too lazy and we're not interested in actually creating a proper system that can filter this stuff.
And if anyone has the data to do this, years and years of data on gamers and what people like, it's these guys. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like-
what are the next? Oh, sorry.
The fundamental thing that annoys me is that they are so non-committal to customer support, such that their answer here was, if there's a problem, send a message to the person who made the mod, was basically what their terms of service said.
You know, I like Steam a lot, but it seems like that's been their MO for a lot of these product launches. Like,
Well,
Steam, oh, it's a great new idea, and then you just walk away.
So, like, the solution immediately for this is a immediate refund button right there. In addition to letting the person who actually pays specify what dividend goes to which participant. But that would be too politically objectionable within Valve, I think.
They actually do have a refund button.
Do they?
And this is one of the complaints is that Valve is giving users 24 hours to decide if they want to keep a mod they paid for, which may not be enough time to check whether the content will work without bugs with your other mods and games with hundreds of hours of gameplay. So
It's a start, though. It's a start.
That actually is a huge step forward for them.
Having the refund button on there.
Yeah. Considering the fact that they don't have that for the regular games anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish they. Wouldn't that be great though? If Steam did that, like regular, just play a game for 30 minutes, see if you like it or something.
So here's
Go ahead.
okay. So here's the funny thing: is Origin lets you do that.
But Origin is the devil. We
I
must
know.
not speak its name.
That's the screwed up part. Is I think you get like 7 days within which you can just refund, no problems, immediately. Any game
And
you
people
buy.
say, "What about abuse?" But you know, they have your account number. They'll see if you're doing that to
and
every single.
it turns out, on average, people just don't abuse it. Apparently. But the real problem I see with all this is like, what's going to happen is someone releases a game, like the next Elder Scrolls is released, and inevitably it's quite buggy, because they always are, because that's the nature of open world games like that, sandbox games.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a mod to fix problems, and someone will likely charge for that mod. So in effect, people who pay for this mod will be paying the developer for someone else fixing their game.
Yeah, and that's you know, kind of a point against it too, is that there's so many issues, and for this complaint, there's so many issues that can arise, even 25 hours after. Like,
I have a question. So would I get, like, if I'm buying that kind of a patch, like a fan-made patch for a game, do I get the next version for free when Bethesda releases their official patch that breaks all of his changes?
Oh yeah, and if someone releases a new version of their mod, like, what happens then?
So do I have to buy the new version of the fan-made patch every single time?
If they name it another thing.
Huh.
Oh yeah, another thing that's happening is people who have changed their mods to be paid have switched the old ones to just be in-game advertisements for the paid one. Which is kind of clever, but...
yeah,
It's going to take a while for this all to shake out, isn't it?
it's going to be well, and there are some points on the other side of things. I'll just finish off these complaints here and then go to the other side of things. This one's kind of obvious. Mod makers who previously offered free content may switch to paid models, cutting off a tap of free stuff to play with that may have become accustomed to. Like, it's just because you become accustomed to it doesn't mean people don't deserve to be paid for the work they put into it. So I counter that one with that if someone's putting hours into making this mod, I think they deserve the right to at least choose.
Especially if it's like a total conversion mod or like a huge HD remaster, like they did with Morrowind. Absolutely, that's like tens of how many hours of work is that for somebody on their own free time?
Exactly, and I think they reserve that right to do that. But,
It's like somebody makes their they do something. Like, it's always taken time to complete these tasks. It's always taken time to make these mods, and it's always taken like some person's like thought and actual effort to do all of this. And now they're just like, well, maybe I'll charge a couple bucks for it.
Yeah.
And the entire world hates you now.
No, but that's such a good point, Charles, because I think I just read this recently that someone said, like, it was a nice quote. One of the parts about growing up, or one of the aspects of growing up, is understanding that that you should support, or you need to support the things that bring you joy or happiness or value to your life. The people out there doing those things, spending time away from their family, doing these things to make you happier or bring joy to you and your family. You should be supporting those people so that they can continue to do the stuff that you love.
Exactly.
But
without the support and without being able to like reward somebody for doing something good for your life, like it'll just stop.
Why do it? Why spend nights at home not with their family to make you cool stuff when you're not even grateful for it?
So,
Yeah.
I wish I had the exact quote. It was much more succinct than my crappy version, but
There's another weird problem where a lot of mods are a collection of other mods, or they build on other mods to make things
yes, I heard there was a problem that some people were charging for mods that they actually didn't even own.
Well, there's that. That's another huge issue. But like a lot of mods that exist today, like a lot of fixed patches, are a collection of other mods, or they build on functionality that has a base root in another mod. What happens now if one of those becomes paid? Like, what if you are building a script extension?
Mod pack, yeah.
Yeah, but like, so
well, then you have dependencies, right?
Yeah, you have these dependencies that can't really be safely resolved, right? Like you have effectively what you would get if you took an open source project and switched the license going all the way back to something more restrictive.
And then how would they handle that? Like for the case of a mod pack, is there going to be like a cascading effect on the price, or does it simply does it simply require the installation of those dependent mods?
And how about copyright? How about trademark and copyright, patent, all that stuff? If you make Black Sword and I make Black Sword that does more damage too, well, is that allowed?
Or Black Sword +1?
Yeah, exactly.
What about the other thing? What if I make remember there was like a famous mod for Oblivion where you could put Chuck Norris in the game back when he was big? If I make a Chuck Norris mod,
doesn't Chuck Norris own his own image?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do people
yeah.
come after me? Do I get a DRM takedown notice? I mean, what's it called? The copyright notice?
Yeah.
DMCA?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, fucking Left 4 Dead mod, stuff like that.
Do I have to refund the money if I get taken down?
So, the fundamental problem that comes from all of this is now that there's a profit incentive for the developer, they will go after shutting down the free ones a lot more often.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and Manny actually brought up one of these other complaints. He goes, there's plenty of high-quality work out there available for free on Steam and third-party mod sites. There's no way to stop some of the aforementioned opportunists, the ones that are just going to come in trying to make a couple bucks, from copying that work and selling it as their own.
Oh, but the community will solve that. The community will solve everything. Also, the people with the money are who matter the most, according to Gabe.
Maybe this is just all the growing pains that we all just have to go through, because this is relatively new for this kind of space. I don't know are there easy answers, or is it just growing pains?
I mean,
so America is coming up with a presidential election soon. Can't they just elect Reddit to be the president of the world or something?
I don't think a host.
Is that how that works?
I don't think a host of things can be one leader. I think there's a rule against that.
It's a hive mind, right?
It's a democracy.
How do you explain yourself?
Democracy.
I can't. Reddit is not an American citizen. No, never mind. I need to see the birth certificate.
Birth certificate. Corporations can be citizens.
If we cast some of Shao Kahn's sorcery and turn Reddit into Ermac, one entity of many minds, then we got something.
But first of all, it can never get elected anyway because Reddit's atheist, and the United States Americans will never vote for an atheist.
That's true.
The Americas?
The Americas will never vote for an atheist.
Especially the other Americas.
Especially the other Americas.
So now there's one more here. Now you look at it. This I think Steam could have done a little better on their 75-25% model, and that may have reduced some of the complaints coming to this. Because the thing is, there are still third-party sites. You look at Nexus mods. That are ad supported, and one of the complaints here was Nexus mods ad supported. If paid mods steal too much interest away from the existing ecosystem, it could have serious consequences for beloved community resources, which I think it could be a valid thing, but maybe we'll see Nexus mods going away from ad support and towards.
So I have a solution, by the way. I have a really good solution. You let the person putting the mod up set a minimum price, whatever they want, could be $0, and the people paying work off of a humble bundle system where down to that minimum price, whatever they want, and they choose who the money goes to.
Adam, I vote you president for Valve.
Well, he's already the president.
I'm already president of one.
He's really got his control with Canada right now.
You see my face?
25? Is that the split?
That is the split, yeah.
That's even greedier than Apple, and they're super greedy.
And that was the big thing. It was huge. The thing is that 75% is split between Valve and the original developer of the game.
So, but the other important part that I mentioned earlier is that you don't get that 25% until you sell $400 worth. Up till then, you get nothing.
So, say your mod costs $5. You got to sell a lot of copies of that.
You got to sell 80 copies.
Yeah, and that's not even guaranteed to happen, right? Like it's. I don't know.
If you know like 80 people who like the thing,
it's risky.
Like, I know like 800 people.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy to make $400 in sales if you've got a $5 mod. But if you've got like a 50-cent mod, this is gonna take a while.
To extend on what I was saying about Nexus mods was that we could also see the other side of things where people go away from Valve for mods, and the community just completely relocates themselves in another area. You know, the
problem is then Valve locks out outside sources, so they can't install mods on their game.
Yeah, it's more that since there's a profit motive, you would see Bethesda try and shut down Nexus and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's going to be. I think the next year at least or few is going to be very tricky when it comes to this. And now the positives of things is you could end up seeing an entire kind of new business. You could see startup companies that are purely based of making mods. It's the era of DLC, and basically you see this company come up. All right, we're going to make unofficial DLC that we still get paid for. So you may see startups come around. You say, all right, this mod is by this company, and you'll start buying these mods kind of as DLC to modify the game, right? And so that's a positive side. You could see an entire new industry kind of pop up within the video game industry itself, a mini industry pop up. So I mean that's the other positive. Like for you guys, is that a better option than what we have now, or would you rather having what we have before this whole Valve thing?
Where you have like 2 people working on a mod and it just never sees any support. Yeah, I see that. I could see the clear benefits of having a paid community. Maybe not 25-75. I mean, these people did put forward a lot of their own work, but yeah, and like what Adam said, just make it just have a minimum price, and people could just pay what they want for it.
You have to be able to select who you're paying the money to as well, and in what percentages, because
you can't really do that with the model, though.
What are you talking about? You're talking about a percentage of dollars, right?
Yeah, no, you can't really do that where you make it so, because it's just like, well, I just want to give all of the money to the dev.
So
well, no, because Valve wants the money to give back to the developer for the mod creator using the developer's copyrighted works.
Who says he's using the developer's copyrighted works? If I make a model in my own thing and my only upload to the Steam Workshop is a .3dx file,
then the proprietary engine.
What's the engine part of that? The only thing I'm selling is the model file I literally just made.
Of course, that's a good point. Yeah.
There does need to be a payment due to Valve actually spending money on the service and all that. But what I'm saying is, like, you cannot allow there to be a situation where the developer can be paid for putting out a bad product, for like double dipping for someone fixing their problems.
That's true.
There must be a way to counteract that.
And that brings up another good point, is that developers can end up being lazy, where they create a game just like with an IP that people love. It's crap, but it's got a good engine. People mod it, and now they're still making money off that, even though they initially released a crap product. We already see developers being lazy and taking the easy way out. I can only see that happening more.
Mate,
Like that.
they've got to work out some way to pay back the original developer and publisher because it is using their creation in order to like deploy your mod. Doesn't matter if it's a simple model or not. Like you got to do some kickback to the original developer. Now this could be minuscule in the case of a model, or what they can do is they can just break down mods into say character models, game modes, like additional campaign DLC, whatever, where like varying amounts of the developer's resources are actually accredited to like should take the credit for rather this person's mod.
Yeah, I don't know. I just find it weird that people are already paying for the game, and the developer can come in off someone else's work now and make a profit from it.
But then,
absolutely nothing.
if you talk to the big corporation, they're thinking the same thing. Hey, you're making money off of our intellectual
Sure,
property.
sure, but if I make a hammer and I sell you a hammer, I can't expect a reasonable kickback for each house
say
you
that
build.
to Blizzard, and say you're doing that for World of Warcraft. It's like, no way, man. we're the ones who make the hammers around here.
Yes, that's a different environment. But if we're looking, let's look at a game like some single player like Fallout, where it's not based. There's no online economy based around.
Let me put it this way though: if it's, I totally get you, but if Nintendo can take a cut of your YouTube video talking about Nintendo, what makes you think that game companies can't take a cut of you putting stuff in their game?
Well, the trick with that though is you can publish those as RiffTrax format and take 100% of the profits. You can publish just the actual derivative work that you have created, but it's very tricky. It is very tricky to do. But people have looked into this. It's not just an all or nothing in every situation. There's a reason that companies like RiffTrax don't actually put the video alongside their commentary. But they can
I meant
tell
more like how they won the YouTube, a little bit of the YouTube money.
Right, like
what ad revenue.
Like let's say you have commentary over gameplay footage. You can have your commentary sold separately than the footage, right? You can have the footage up on YouTube, and you can monetize the separate audio commentary that you have with it, for instance.
Is that really going to work for like an Angry Joe though? Is he going to want to say, play this video, start playing?
Yeah, it sucks. Although the problem with Angry Joe is actually that like the video gameplay clips are such a minor part of most of his videos, and he still got dinged. That's the real problem with that situation. Is he made like a critique video with 10 seconds of footage and still got dinged. That was pretty nuts.
And the law's on his side with that one.
Well,
on Nintendo's side.
The issue for that, though, is not that the law's on the side. It's that's Google's playground, and thus, like, they will acquiesce to Nintendo, for instance. They'll acquiesce to the copyright holders.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of the legal struggle, nobody ever tested it, right? Because nobody has a chance to.
Yeah, but Angry Joe really gonna... I mean, Nintendo has a lot of lawyers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So certainly, it's not a good situation. But like, you could just try that on your own site. A lot of people do that. The Normal Boots guys do that. A lot of modern LPers do it, where they host it on their own site for content that is monetization stricken on YouTube, and they aren't getting sued for it. So it seems like that's a viable option. But maybe that's just so small that Nintendo doesn't take notice.
Hey guys.
Sorry, that's off topic. You're right.
Literally breaking news happening right now.
Boston is on lockdown. There's a police van that's been set on fire, and there's a curfew in this. Oh no, wait, not that. Okay.
Wait, the Bruins aren't in the playoffs.
No, I'm just joking. It's Baltimore. I just said.
I'm gonna give you the full statement, but an hour ago, Steam just posted they will be removing payment feature from Skyrim Workshop. So the Skyrim Workshop, at least, and actually they were pulling. The people putting their mods into the Skyrim Workshop were starting to pull out. But they said, we're going to remove the payment feature from the Skyrim Workshop. For anyone who spent money on a mod, we will be refunding you the complete amount. We talked to the team at Bethesda, and they agree. We've done this because it's clear we didn't understand exactly what we were doing. We've been shipping many features over the years aimed at allowing community creators to receive a share of the rewards, and in the past, they've been received well. It's obvious now that this case is different. To help you understand why we thought this was a good idea, our main goals were to allow mod makers the opportunity to work with the mods full-time if they wanted to, and to encourage developers to provide better support to their mod communities. We thought this would result in better mods for everyone, both free and paid. We wanted more great mods becoming great products like Dota, Counter-Strike, DayZ, and Killing Floor, and we wanted to make that happen organically for any mod maker who wanted to take a shot at it. But we underestimated the differences between our previously successful revenue-sharing models and the addition of paid mods to Skyrim's workshop. We understand our own games communities pretty well, but stepping into an established years-old modding community in Skyrim was probably not the right place to start iterating. We think this made us miss the mark pretty badly, even though we believe there's a useful feature somewhere here. Now that you've backed a dump truck of feedback into our inboxes, we'll be chewing through that, but if you have any further thoughts, let us know.
So yeah,
Resident Evil.
that's a pretty good response they have. Eric at Valve on Reddit, right? So that's a pretty good response. It's a little small part that's almost worrying is that it kind of implies that the problem was that they went into an established game. But then the last sentence there is pretty good that says they'll actually look at the feedback.
Yeah, well, again, they already have announcing this and pulling back. Like they've clearly listened if they're just completely kiboshing it for the moment, and rethinking what they're about to do.
Right, but the statement, but stepping into an established years-old modding community was probably not the right place to start, is a little bit wishy-washy.
That's because they're probably going to try to throw it into an area where the modding market is very new.
Sure, but
instead of like a mature modding market.
But that has nothing to do with the fundamental problems. Like, it is one fundamental problem, but the other ones are not due to Skyrim being old with lots of mods. They're due to fundamental problems with the idea, right?
Yeah, and I see what you're saying. It's almost like they don't think what they're doing is a bad idea, just the way they initialized it.
But the fact that they say they'll be looking at the feedback is at least, or that they are, I should say, and that they even came to this point, shows that they are at least considering stuff. So maybe they'll come up with some improvements. Some
sort of mediation to it, and they make a good point too. You know, when they say, a lot of their games, like again Dota, Counter-Strike, all those they're mods. Like they came from mods, and I get that they want to, they have that statement. They want to give anybody that may have a good idea the chance to create something like that. So I get the sentiment behind it, but again, as you said, there's a lot of fundamental issues with it that we need to find a better approach to it. I'm not totally against the idea of having paid mods and having this be a thing. I just think a little more thought needs to be put into it besides saying, all right, you get 25%, we get 75%, and that's it.
Right? Also, during Gabe's AMA, he seemed totally oblivious to how bad Steam support is. So I don't know. This is all weird.
Yeah, it's funny though that this that I caught that and this came up right here. There's already tons of again people talking about it. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of good discussion pan out in the next week that we can maybe retouch on in the next episode as well.
Breaking news! I have packages shipping from Japan. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Sorry, is Manny back yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Any thoughts on Eric at Valve's statement?
I don't know. Like I said, early days. It's gonna take a while for all of this stuff to shake out. Even like just Steam is still shaking out. Look at these app stores; they're all shaking. The funny thing I was thinking though is that, you guys talk about mod companies starting up and just making mods all the time. I kind of hope that's not the case, or maybe they start with mods for a little bit and then go on to make their own things. Because if you look at someone like, are you guys familiar with Darth Mod from the Total War series?
That sounds really familiar.
He's like the famous guy who basically fixed all of the AI for all of the early Total War games that were so broken. Yeah, but he branched off with a few of his friends and they're making their own games now, their own honest to goodness strategy titles. Their first one is like Ultimate General Gettysburg, So I love that he cut his teeth learning how to make mods, but now he's out there making his own games with his own properties, doing what he thinks he should be doing with his own AI stuff.
Well, like how many major companies sprung up from making Doom mods and even Quake and even early Unreal mods, right?
Well, and that's the thing is as Steam even pointed out there, or Valve, that like games like DayZ, Killer 4, Dota, all that stuff came from mods, and I'm sure some of those people.
So I wonder, instead of trying to force it, maybe just I don't know. Should it be something more organic?
Well, and that was kind of the statement I found contradictory is when they said, quote, and we wanted that to happen organically for any mod maker who wanted to take a shot at it, and it almost didn't feel organic with this whole forcing of this.
Right. It would have made sense to start with a donation button and move up from there.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, because at that point that you're starting like a small little company to make mods, I mean, at that point, the tools to make games are so low right now. You just get Unity, get Unreal, and just start making an actual game. Then you can publish it to Amazon, you can publish it to Steam, and you can publish it to Apple, and you can have your games working and running right away.
Mm.
So I have a crazy idea. You could make the company that makes mods, but you're like just commissioned for mods for rich people.
A side project when the game lean.
Kind of like how there, fucking, I think it was Wu-Tang, wasn't it? Made like an exclusive album for some rich guy.
That's an interesting industry, having just commissioned mods. The way I could see it is as a developer, starting up a separate studio to make this new form of DLC. And maybe it'd be good. You could hire community members to work at these studios for specific mods, and in that sense, commission them in.
Yeah. What I would love is this: maybe put more money in the hands of young upstart developers. Like I would love it if like for example, if Darth Mod started doing this kind of stuff, and then the Total War AI mods were putting some money in his pocket as he developed his new strategy game series, and then became his own full-fledged developer.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
Like kids, like high school kids that would be interested in starting up this stuff, they don't have a lot of money. It would be all the world's difference for them to make like $100 in a month off that kind of thing.
Oh, see, if that's where Steam mods went, nothing could make me happier, because I just fostering an entire new generation of game developers.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. Mm-hmm. Until someone makes the mod that gets kicked off for being too controversial and everything goes to hell.
It's inevitable. But I think it was a good one more good point I wanted to point out in this official statement was they wanted to encourage developers to provide better support for the mod communities. So I think if a developer sees some, and that's a point a side I didn't see before, is if a developer starts seeing some income from these mods and it's substantial enough, maybe they'll start giving better tools to these modders to create more mods, right? And that's good for the community. So that's a side I never saw really before on it.
I hope the tools are just like an Unreal Engine license. Here's the tools.
just with links to YouTube videos for tutorials.
Oh, that'd be incredible. But I mean, at least it's better support than because like you look at a lot of these communities, I think someone pointed out, stuff like Dice and that, like there's no modding support at all anymore for their games. There's just a lot of developers have dropped modding support because they want to create the content that comes out. They want to make the DLC that comes out, and they don't want people, taken away from any potential income.
Well, yeah, of course. EA. I was gonna say when EA makes spends all that money making the new Star Wars, you better believe they want to sell you Boba Fett. They don't want you making Boba Fett.
They want to sell you space battles.
They do. No, you can't have that variation of the Y-wing. We're gonna sell you that variation of the Y-wing for 99 cents.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. The incentive right now from DLC to shut down mods and stuff, you see that all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of makes sense that if you can give some kickback to these developers from the modding community, they might be a little more receptive to it.
But
Or
then
again, as we
also,
said, it could be it could be bad that they start up their own studios and just make mods with their development team, and now they're selling it as
well,
DLC.
like hiring out external DLC teams is not really anything new. But the real problem I see is the fact that it adds a second incentive to shut down free mods and free modders.
Yeah, and that's why I still believe in the free modding community.
I believe in a thing called love.
and that's why I like Nexus mods is that they're ad supported, and that you could still have by I guess by definition a free product, a free mod, if all you have to do is look at an ad for a second, or it's however they implement it.
Yeah, man, turn off your ad blocker. You're taking
Not a chance.
Says ad block Adam.
Well, you block.
You're taking the money out of the hands of these young modders.
I'll donate directly to Nexus and other sites that I like. I will do that.
Nexus Mods actually released an official statement. I put it in the showcase there about this whole situation, so you can go read it, and it's actually a pretty good read. There's some very good points and things they make. They actually revealed how much it costs them now to maintain Nexus Mods. The company, it's $500,000 a year now that it costs them to maintain all their servers and everything like that. So it's expensive. Like, they have to support a free modding community, they need to make money. So I think ads, that's why I've kind of been against ad block. I finally got it just because it was breaking my Chromecast functionality, but I turn it off when I'm on sites that I enjoy.
Yeah, there is a marketplace for advertisement-supported things, of course. I do have to wonder if those costs are not from poor web infrastructure or just the massive file sizes they're dealing with. There must be some better way to do that.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they.
But I can't speak. I can't speak on that because I don't know.
Go read the official statement.
Right.
From them. It's a good read. It's worth it. Don't TLDR it. Someone pulled out the main excerpts and put it on Reddit.
So
there's a Reddit link for that, and that's a good summary.
The thing to note about the paid mods thing on Steam, though, is that like you could select like a group that was like a leading motivator or something like that when you put up your mod. I can't remember. And Nexus was going to be one of those, and they would get some part of the money, I believe, or some sort of revenue kickback from that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a bit of a motive for them to be friendly in this. That said, transparency is nice nonetheless. Transparency is really nice on like costs and stuff. It sucks when your favorite site is suddenly like, yeah, we have to go out of business now because here's how much it costs. And that's like, well, why didn't you say anything before?
Yeah, it's like, okay, I could have helped prevent that, right?
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's transparency when needed is good, and I think at this point in this game it is needed for sure. But yeah, that's the mod situation right now, and again, now that the Steam's announced that, we'll see how it pans out from here out. And I think next week we should revisit it based off. I'm sure more things are going to pop up.
The evolving story.
Exactly. It's an ever-moving story. It's organic. But yeah, that's really it I had on that. And any other discussions? I don't know if you guys had any other pieces as well.
Yep. You have no other news pieces today?
The only other one I have is that Telltale's going to be doing a Marvel game.
Marvel,
baby.
Telltale just doing games for everyone now?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I hope it's not really bad. Like I have yet to play a good Marvel game.
Telltale
Lego Marvel superheroes, man.
Oh yeah, that shit's great.
Mm.
I'm not being sarcastic.
No, it's like the best. It's like the best Lego game to date. They created a great little open world in Manhattan. It's actually just fun to run around that little open world.
I don't know. I liked Lego Batman better.
Telltale presents Rocky
Wait, Lego
5.
Batman 2 or Lego Batman 1?
2. Hello.
Internet died.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Everything froze. I like 2, and I have yet to play 3.
Okay, because I think Lego Batman, Lego Marvel builds directly on Lego Batman. All the lessons they learned building that open world of Gotham, they used to build Manhattan, and they learned a lot of lessons in the process.
Yep.
So it runs smoother. It's more stuff going on, that kind of stuff.
I also hate Marvel. No
You should have just said that to begin with.
I don't hate Marvel.
Why isn't Zach here? Why isn't he here?
I'm just joking. Even I say that about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I hate dubstep.
Yeah, but you mean it.
Yeah, I mean that one.
Guys. You might not have heard me. Telltale presents Rocky 5.
Yes. Lego Rocky 5.
No. Telltale presents Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh, racing game. Yeah, they could do that.
Not even just text adventure racing.
Ooh.
Should I go faster? Go faster.
You have to type break.
Telltale presents fucking Rango.
Wow, that's a weird one.
Nobody liked that movie. And before someone here liked that movie.
Awkward.
I'm shocked Marvel just didn't get Kabam or whatever mobile studio they own to do that.
Well, Disney Interactive Games even could have made it.
Yeah.
What else
Well, I
is
mean,
big?
they're gonna capitalize on Avengers hype. That's probably all they're gonna do.
Hey, it makes them money. They make a lot of money on the.
Well, I mean, I'm not. It's just like I'm not calling out the Five Nights at Freddy's guy, Scott Cawthon. Like, if you're gonna make money off of a game you can make in a month, keep making that game in a month. Seriously, I would do it.
So that's the big stuff. Mods, Call of Duty. You guys already talked about Star Wars, I'm sure.
Yes, we talked in depth about Battlefront last week.
And by that, they mean that I bitched incessantly about it.
Battlefront. Something like that.
I have the solution to so many of these problems. Just give it a different name. In this case, call it Star Wars Battlefield. Problem solved. No expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
SimCity Online. Problem solved.
Dude, nothing about the new SimCity is good.
Call it SimCity Online, and the expectations will be different.
I'm loving I'm loving the Cities XL. It's great.
Oh, Cities XL is good.
Cities XL, I haven't played that. I'm talking about like the new SimCity. I bought it.
Yeah, Cities XL is wonderful.
Get it? You get it? Do you get it?
I just got it. Okay. Okay, I get it. I got you.
I'm here to explain the joke for you if you would like.
Sorry,
Nope.
Sorry, Manny, I interrupted you hard.
That's the joke.
Took me a second. I'm sorry. I'm too young and stupid to be here.
We never said that.
Yeah, I'm old and stupid.
Dude, you guys meant it. I know it. I come here and I get.
Why are you so sensitive?
Batman, is it because we killed your parents?
You guys killed my parents?
Wow, that matched your expression.
Who the fuck is that guy? If you guys killed my parents, then who the fuck is Joe Chill, man? I beat him up for no reason.
He's just a chill guy. So, Manny, I interrupted you while you were going through some news
remember
things.
at this point anymore. Oh, we're just doing the wrap-ups, right?
Yeah.
I think we covered. The only other big thing is I'm sure you guys talked about Deus Ex already, and I think the new Arkham Knight trailer just dropped.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Who wants to talk about trailers anymore, right?
I don't know. I mean, I worked really hard in that trailer, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't tell you who the Arkham Knight is yet.
I do have a question. Are you guys going to play Broken Age Part 2? Came out today.
Oh, that came out today? Oh, I gotta play that now.
Yep. So if you don't remember, this is the $4 million Double Fine Adventure Kickstarter. Only took 4 years.
Dude,
Also
Double
known-
Fine. Okay, maybe I should play it. Double
Also
Fine is the
known
shit.
as 3.3, the game. No,
3
nobody. Okay.
All right, I've returned. How far have we digressed?
Oh, not at all. I was recapping all the news.
Oh, nice.
Does anyone have?
Have what?
Batman, come in. Batman, come in.
What?
You would think a multi-millionaire could afford a better internet connection.
Dude, that's to be fair, that's the first time that's happened this whole podcast.
No, it's not.
No,
No, it's definitely
You guys
not.
fucking suck.
He's also he's in Canada. Give him an exception. We have bad internet.
Wait. Gotham's in Canada? That explains so
Yeah.
much.
It moves.
Dude, then when have they ever said Gotham City, U.S.?
Gotham moves. It's
I
just
assumed they were like when they had money and black people.
I'm
Dude,
really
dude,
upset. I'm really
What
upset
the
that Eric is
fuck?
not here because there was a thing that happened this weekend. They did the Heroes of like College League, the Storm the Dorm,
Oh, the
and
ESPN thing?
ESPN
shit.
covered it because of a
That's
partnership
hilarious.
with Blizzard, and apparently this caused people to lose their minds.
Oh yeah, see when the international was broadcast on ESPN, people were freaking out.
Yeah, it's really weird that they would do that because I mean it's interesting.
So what was this freak? Was this a bad freak out? Were people upset? That it was on
Some people were really upset. Some people weren't. Like some people were really excited to see like games taking national television, and then there were some people who like started out upset or like started out confused, but then by the end of it they kind of accepted it.
ESPN 2 is reporting on the pinnacle of athletic competition right now.
So wait, was this what tournament was this?
This was
Something
the
got
Storm the
streamed.
Dorm, the Storm the Dorm tournament. It's college league. Here's the Storm.
And there there is a paradigm shift. Like it's games and competitive gaming is going to continue to like. It's funny though because Halo used to be on TV. MLG was broadcast on TV.
It was
Yes.
broadcast on like G4 TV though. And like
Yeah,
Spike.
well, the thing is, ESPN has always supported this because ESPN with Chris Puckett always did the top 10 plays of Halo during every week. It was ESPN top 10 plays Halo, and that was 10 years ago, and that was broadcast on TV, and so ESPN's always been a supporter, and I applaud them for that. ESPN's always been a supporter of competitive gaming. Which I love to see. So, but I think they understand that this is a thing that people are going to have to accept. The competitive gaming is here, it's growing, and it's not going to go away.
You know what could kill it? International chess boxing. The greatest sport. The manliest sport. And the womanliest sport. The most human of all sports.
The most human of all sports, the fairest sport.
A combination of two things I can actually do in real life.
What?
What? I'm Batman.
But yeah, I think on that topic though, I think it's wonderful to see. You're going to get backlash from a lot of I think a very vocal minority. Like for me, it takes a lot for me to actually go out and get on Twitter and start tweeting about things that I'm either upset or angry about, or sorry, upset or happy about. But it's more likely for someone to start tweeting about something they're upset about.
Yeah.
So I think ESPN's just going to look at their numbers and going to say, all right, how many people did we pull in for this, and how many people canceled their service because of it for this, right? This is.
Wrecked.
I think for them it's going to be a benefit, and I think this vocal minority is eventually going to be drowned out. I think they're going to go out and say, all right, esports is on TV now. That's a thing. I wouldn't even be surprised to see another dedicated channel like G4 TV pop up and start streaming this stuff. I mean, it's tough because you can see all this stuff on like Twitch and that. So it's tough for someone to.
Yeah,
justify
I
it.
think TV is kind of anachronistic at this point. It's more like exposure is what's important here, more so than just having a TV station playing it.
It is in a weird transition. Like cable is at the point where I think it's going to die in the next few years.
Well, like I don't know if Manny knows this, but in Canada they're going to be forced now to actually allow you to pick and choose channels, unbundling, as it's called.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's basically going to kill the cable industry.
It's gonna kill the shows that these people wanna, because I think people don't realize that, but like, especially in the United States, I think it was like Ben Thompson. He's an analyst. He said it best that cable is like the only form of socialism that worked in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay, the farm industry is like fully socialism.
No, but it's because a lot of people say, "What's the point? I only watch like these 5 shows." Yeah, but not everyone watches the same 5 shows. So collectively, you pay a little bit of money, and it funds like the 200 channels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm all down for socialism, but cable is just, I don't know.
That's because you're a dirty commie. Brody.
I don't think you guys realize like how expensive like a Game of Thrones or something, like $15 a month. Like let's say all that HBO was gonna get, not their like cable money, it was just like the $15 a month from HBO Now. That is not enough to fund Game of Thrones plus Boardwalk Empire plus you like name 300 other shows.
Well, what about something like look at Netflix with all their originals. They're of the same quality.
Yeah, but you aren't buying Netflix for just those originals, right?
I am. I had to watch Daredevil.
You had to?
I had to.
He's a threat to Batman.
Oh, it's true.
I had to learn all of his secret ways.
But no, it's I think the way it's going is online streaming. Where people can in this sense, you're picking and choosing the services you want, the same thing as picking and choosing your channels. A channel is just kind of like a service. They have a bunch of shows on this one channel. It's the same. Netflix has a bunch of shows on this one streaming channel, and that's, I don't mind paying $8.99 a month to
but
a bunch
you're gonna be paying like
shows,
$8.99 a month for like, let's say you watch like 5 shows. One's on AMC. Let's say you watch Mad Men, you watch Game of Thrones, and then you watch what else is big right now? Arrow on the WB. Okay, so just for those 3 channels alone, you're gonna be paying like $15 for HBO because it's premium. Maybe more if they realize, oh, we need to get more. So maybe $15 to $20 because it's the good channel. It's it's not TV, it's HBO. Then like $10 a month for AMC. Then maybe a little less because it's network television for ABC, like $7, right? I wonder how many of those are we gonna do in addition to our Prime memberships, in addition to our HBO, our Netflix subscription. After a while, it starts to get expensive, and you're realizing, wait a minute, I'm spending like $100 a month. And I'm getting far less channels than I did when I had cable.
Something like Netflix though makes me question the whole cable process, because I'll say the last 4 shows I can remember. I don't watch much TV. The last 4 shows I remember watching was Trailer Park Boys, Archer, BoJack Horseman, and Pokemon. And those 4 shows I got in one service. And obviously, they're not going under business by me only paying $8.99.
But those shows were already paid for. This is money on the back end.
No, well, you look at something like what about originals? You look at House of Cards. That's
those drive subscription numbers, which is why they do them. But there aren't as many. There's like maybe 1 or 2 a year, right? 2 or 3 big ones a year.
How many people?
Netflix originals? There's been like 4 already this year.
There's a lot, and that's why I'm saying I'm questioning the whole cable process and how much of a markup they're putting on these channels, because
there is a lot of markup for like stuff like ESPN and stuff like that, but I think there's still like a lot of infrastructure that we don't take into account. You know what I mean?
This is not very gaming.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's talk about let's talk about this in the
Related.
context of the Razer TV, the Razer Android set-top box.
Oh,
There we go.
that's a
surprised, Brody, do
pull.
you have
That's a
one?
pull.
A Razer tablet. What's it called? A Razer Shield?
Are you
No,
NVIDIA?
NVIDIA Shield. There you go.
Nvidia
Oh
Shield.
my goodness! Did you guys watch the announcement of that like home console shield? That was
So
that was Konami tier.
I pay I pay full price, and I get the privilege to stream it.
Oh,
Okay.
you have to pay money to stream 1080p though. You have to pay extra.
So
Nice.
above 60, you have to pay extra.
Yeah, no, you pay a monthly fee like Xbox Live.
F that.
Oh, but like, did you actually watch the announcement conference?
It was really awkward, wasn't it?
It was Konami tier awkward. Like it was Tak Fuji style conference, but serious. And the president of Nvidia was presenting it, and it seemed like he didn't really know what he was doing.
That's the problem. Like Steve Jobs ruined presentations for like
So
a
yeah,
generation.
he
Because
thought
everybody
he was
wants to be a Steve Jobs, but only Steve Jobs was a Steve Jobs.
Exactly. He thinks he's Steve Jobs, and it's kind of weird. And he's mispronouncing everything and stuff. It was really weird.
The reason why Steve Jobs worked is because he was a confident asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them are confident assholes. Steve Jobs must have had something else going.
He was an aggressive confident
Yes.
Yes.
Wait. One other thing. He had actual products to present that people cared about.
That's the weird thing. Like, hi everyone, I'm glad you're all here today. We have something really important to announce. The Amazon Fire phone. Like, no one cares about that. Shut up. Don't bring us here for this.
I honestly, I still want to see that phone with the 3D.
Dude, you can get it for 99 cents. Go get one.
For 99 cents? I thought it was.
I'm not even joking. They were literally selling them for 99 cents at one point.
I thought it was $99.
No,
I-
99 cents.
I think it's $99 for Canadians just because they have no kickbacks for it.
Yeah, you guys it was really bad. You could seriously get Amazon Fire phone for 99 cents with a 2-year AT&T contract.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the contract. That's what it is.
Oh, the contract. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I know. It's. I remember seeing they had so many left in stock at the warehouses.
It was that's why they were literally just giving them away at that point.
It was just a flop. Yeah. But I still want to see the effect. I still think it'd be cool as a gimmick quickly to see.
No, it was such a failure that Amazon Games, because they're actually pretty proud of the studio they built up around Amazon Games. They brought in a lot of developers and a lot of smart people that actually started publishing those games on Amazon Fire tablets and on iOS and eventually Android.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get Amazon Games on iOS.
Yeah, it's. I think it's weird that the Amazon still sticks to having their own ecosystem. And not just letting you use their services on other ecosystems.
For the most part, you can. I mean, you can pretty much get a Kindle app on just about any device.
Yeah, like the Amazon App Store is on any Android device.
It is. I'm talking more of like their not like what's their streaming service?
Amazon. I can watch Amazon Instant on my iPad.
Maybe it's just in Canada we can't get any of this stuff.
You guys gotta remember, Amazon does not like Canada.
Amazon.ca is still amazing though, compared to 5
Amazon
years
does
ago.
like Canada because Canada is allowing them to test their drones.
Oh, shots fired.
That's right. So Bezos is the drone future is over there. Oh my goodness.
Yes, we're gonna have drones first because
Brody, you
America,
need to order some
America can't get
packages.
over
Guys,
their own
right?
insecurities.
They already have that in Hong Kong.
Well, soon we're gonna have it in Canada. Bro.
Man. So seriously, bro, you're not gonna buy. I know you love Google. You love the idea of these set-top boxes. You're not gonna get a Shield tablet micro console?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
I'm surprised. I thought you were all in on Google Google wah wah wah. And Android TV.
I'm into the Google ecosystem if it's useful for me. You know, like.
It's a better Chromecast. It has a dedicated controller. You can.
Are you talking about the Nexus Player?
That's also Android TV.
Yeah, then
No, Android
well,
TV is
here's
a
the thing.
platform now.
Android
That
TV
they're-
is a platform, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
interested in Android TV. There's also the Chromecast 2 they're coming out with. So
There's
that's
also Google TV, which is not Android TV.
I have Google TV on my Sony box.
Isn't that crazy? There's a Google TV that's not Android TV.
Yep.
Let's
Well,
make that slightly less confusing, please.
What one hand does.
That's why they dropped the Google TV platform, because they're like, all right, we're gonna focus on Android TV. Everything's Android. It's powered by Android. Android TV, Android Auto, Android
Oh, Android Wear, yeah.
Wear. Yeah, so that they just wanted to remarket everything and just start fresh. So they dropped all the. It was funny because it was pretty soon after Sony had released their newer version of their Google TV. That they're like, all right, we're going Android now. That's our marketing.
I don't want to go too long, but I just want to ask you guys real quick. What do you guys think of these micro consoles? Like, they actually seem like they have a chance now that the Ouya's dead, and like the companies like Apple, like the big rumor that WWDC Apple's going to have their Apple TV finally with an app store and games, and of course Android TV can support apps and a game store, and Amazon Fire TV's supported games and apps for a while now. And Vita TV was supposed to be that, but they kind of flopped on it. They didn't give it it was too much Vita, not enough like all the other apps and functions it needed.
It
Did
is
you guys
good,
see
by the way,
future?
as a Vita.
Is that?
It is a good substitute for the Vita, though, if you want to play
It
on
is,
TV.
and dirt cheap, absolutely dirt
Yeah,
cheap.
Zach actually has one. He swears by it. He loves it.
And apparently you saw the Nvidia's going big on Android TV. Do you guys see a future for these kind of micro consoles that could potentially just stream these things or play apps or?
I don't know about micro consoles if you're gonna have stuff like that built into the TVs though for streaming.
I don't know if I sorry, I haven't said anything in a while. As long as I'm not cutting out, I have something to say about it.
Okay.
I have something to say.
I will say mine first, and then I will back off.
No, go for it.
I think that it's kind of silly to have micro consoles when cell phones are micro consoles, and people are just.
Yes.
I'm on pins and
And
needles.
that's
What are they gonna do?
They would all be just playing on their cell phone anyway. Why make a product for a market that is taken over by another market?
And I 100% agree, and that was actually what I was going to mention is that I'm if I'm sitting down to play just a casual game in between whatever I'm doing, I'm not sitting down on my big screen TV and playing like a 2D platformer that was made in 5 minutes by a guy who wants ad revenue, right? I'm sitting down. I'm going to play a game that I'm emotionally invested into, which is more likely to be a slightly higher budget game on a system that's dedicated to gaming. I don't know. Maybe it's just my perception, but I see these little boxes as kind of like a casual intermediary. Words.
You have to remember too. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
Sorry, just an intermediate step between not gaming and gaming. And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to pull out my tablet or something, right?
I think it potentially has a future just because these boxes are very popular. People buy them just to watch Netflix, to watch Amazon, to watch PBS, whatever you name it. And if it plays a game and I can use my phone as a controller or whatever, I can see people doing that.
Well, I have.
Sorry.
I have a Roku,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that's I think it's technically considered a micro console because it does have games and like an app store technically.
I mean, it's all.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's all the same nebulous like a product category.
Yeah, it has Angry Birds on it like for free. At one point we were like, yeah, this is a pretty cool device. We can put it all throughout our house and whatever. We were like, oh look, Angry Birds. We played it once. I'm like, this is okay. And then I just play Angry Birds on my phone if I'm ever gonna play Angry Birds. It feels like they're trying to make a substitute for something that is already taken over by like a real video game console or a cell phone. Like trying to make an in between that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
No, I'm saying that's why I asked you guys, because that NVIDIA press conference was like aimed at you, Brody. It was aimed at the people on this call. It was, hey, you guys, you love Android, you love Google, and you love hardcore gaming. So here's a set-top box where you can. No, don't get me wrong. You're still going to be watching Netflix and YouTube on here, but hey, if you want to stream Arkham Knight, you totally can from this.
And maybe I was quick to jump.
Filthy casuals.
It makes sense. If it's an Android TV box first and foremost, and on it I can have gaming, that it's like, all right, maybe it would be great if you could have like a split screen thing or like a smaller window where I can play my game while my movie's playing in full
You
screen.
want to snap it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know. I think like if they can do stuff like that, it might be good. But again, it's not going to be my gaming.
No, I don't think so. But I wonder if it's going to be the gaming choice for someone who would have maybe bought a Wii because it had Netflix and you can play some games on it. You know what I mean?
I don't know because the Wii has Mario.
Okay, to that point, when the Wii was out and popular, there was sort of a vacuum
There was a what?
that particular exist.
A vacuum?
There was a vacuum in
A
the segment.
vacuum.
That's what I heard.
There was. Sorry, I'm okay. Let me try this again. See if I don't cut out. There was sort of a power vacuum in the casual gaming market. Like PS2 and Xbox were like the big things, and there really wasn't much casual gaming happening on those two consoles in particular. And the GameCube was just like, now they got through Melee, they got through Wind Waker, they got through Sunshine, they got nothing basically. And so when the Wii came out, all these casual gamers who previously didn't care about games and didn't really think about playing a Wii, and like this is something, but that was before phones existed and like tablets and phones and stuff.
Before phones existed.
Alexander Graham Bell loved his
Okay.
Wii.
He loved it so much he had to kill it.
Brandon, you're showing your age here.
I think somebody's mad. Are you mad, bro?
So mad.
Why
Are
you
you Jimmy's Russell?
I am trained in way more martial arts than any of you.
Oh, tough guy speech.
It's Batman.
Man, speaking. I don't even know who you guys are talking to when you say Braden, but I just assume you mean me. I mean, I don't even know who that is.
Braden Wayne.
That's like that's my cousin, twice removed.
Brain Wayne.
Oh.
Because I'm Batman.
Well, I guess that NVIDIA press conference fell flat with everybody then, huh? I was wondering who they were speaking to. And if they're definitely not speaking to... Because I know you wanted a set-top box, and if they're not speaking to you guys, who are they speaking to?
No, I understand who that's targeted at, and it is a market, but their presentation of it was awful.
Yeah. I wish I had the numbers. I would love to see how many people actually maybe play a game on their Amazon Fire TV.
Yeah,
I would love to see those numbers.
And yes, and see, my thing is, I already have a system that works. Like, if I'm sitting down at my TV, I'm doing one of two things. I'm going to stream Netflix to my Chromecast. I'm going to watch YouTube videos, or I'm going to play it on my PlayStation or my Xbox.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. That's the problem, though. All of our machines, everything, my toaster plays Netflix at this point, so...
Yeah, and it's hard for them to come and say, hey, look, it plays Netflix and games. So does my PlayStation. Right?
I guess at this point, I would rather just have a nice set-top box that plays apps. So if I can get like a nice Twitch app that gets updated by Twitch whenever, I'd much more care about that than the gaming.
Well, see, that's the thing is I stream Twitch to my Chromecast from my phone, right? Phones have taken over that market, I think, and I think it's set-top boxes. Like there's a market for it, but it's very small.
I wonder, because Apple, the funny thing is, like maybe I shouldn't use Apple as an example. Apple's a terrible example. They have more money than God.
Yeah.
Like, they could literally buy, like, if someone made a list of all the companies they could buy and still have $54 billion left over, and they need, like, the 7 biggest tech companies.
Yeah.
It's like, it's absurd. But I would just think, because even their Apple TV business is, like, for them, it is a hobby. For any other company, it is like a crown jewel in their, like, that is like a $20 million a year business.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I was just wondering out loud, because...
No, it's true, but I think those boxes have a place, but not
for us, not for gamers.
No, yeah. And it's more for the moms and pops or even the gamers or not gamers, the people our age that don't game, but want that kind of intermediary. I can't even words.
Intermediary.
Yes, step just to have something connected to their TV that's smart. And now I think that's where Android TV is going to come along. I forget who it was, but one company just announced that 80% of their TVs will be Android TVs in this year.
I will say that is the one good thing about buying a box, though, is that once you buy the TV, those internals do not get upgraded. So I have like a Vizio TV. I had a Vizio TV from a few years ago, and the YouTube app on that was garbage because it hadn't been, it couldn't support a new update.
And this is where you're bringing forth Android into the mix. Is Android's going to continue to be supported by Google itself? That's a third party taking care of your updates.
Well, for as much as Google supports things.
And for as long as that chipset inside will support it.
Hey, my watch, my Android watch here, it's been...
What?
Really.
I like I just bust that out. What's up, guys? Look at my Geek Watch. How's it going?
It's been updated regularly. Like it's always getting cool new things added to it. And sure.
Yeah, but that's a very recent product.
Yeah, I think with this whole new Android Wear TV Auto ecosystem, Google's putting a lot of focus on it. So that I hope
so. I hope you're right, though. I just really I wonder, will Twitch be updating my Twitch app on my Vizio TV in 5 years? So we'll have to buy a new, because let's be honest, for most people, you buy a big expensive HD TV like once every decade.
Well, it's true, and that's issues. My Samsung device, that's why I got a Google TV. My Samsung TV, I don't use any of the smart stuff it comes with. But if you have a third party, Samsung doesn't have to worry about the software anymore. They just got to worry about the hardware and making sure it's good. Third party takes care of all the updates.
So as long as you can have a moderate amount of storage, a moderate chipset, a moderate GPU, and then just have the App Store funnel into it, good enough.
Exactly.
Right.
I think that'll help. And I think that's a step. And again, I can't remember. It was LG, Panasonic. I forget who it was. But 80%, like they're going heavy into this. 80% of their devices this year are going to be.
Brody, I just got asked. Then, did Sony ever roll out those TVs with the PlayStation Now? Can I buy a Sony TV and play my PlayStation 3 games on it?
I'm trying to remember if they. I think they had at least one series that they did. And now the question is, are they going to jump onto the Android thing, right?
But everyone remembers it. This was like the big initiative. PlayStation Now is going to be built into Sony TVs. Just take out your controller, even an old PS3 controller.
My question is, are they gonna have a third party like Android TV and just have an app? Because right now I have an app on my phone. And I can play my PlayStation from my phone.
It works just fine.
Yep. The only issue is I have a port that I can't open just the way my internet's set up. But you just have to open a couple ports and you're good to go. But yeah, no, it works fine. I've seen a lot of people using it. It works great. And now I can imagine that, just have an app on Android TV that you just go into PlayStation and there it is. There's your game. So I think that'd be a newer model for them. It'd be cheaper too.
Cool, man. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for indulging me. It was interesting to talk with you guys.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think I do need to end it off. I have another meeting after this, but it was a great discussion. I hope to see everyone next week. Manny, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna say goodbye, Manny.
Nice meeting you guys. I'll have to come back so I can talk about your Android Wear one of these days.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be down. Is there anywhere we can follow you on the interwebs?
Let me see. You can follow me on Twitter at MerinoEM, MERINOEM. Cool. And I post pictures of stuff on the internet.
Beautiful. We like pictures.
Pictures of tea.
Jagermint tea.
Oh yeah, Jagermint tea.
I got so much tea, dude.
Jagermint tea.
We'll save that for an after show sometime. But we'll move on to Charles. Charles, thanks for coming out. You can follow Charles. I can see his at Trules. And go to twitch.tv/Trolls. Thanks for coming up, Charles.
Thanks for having me.
And next time we got Braden. Batman. Sorry, thanks Batman for joining us and
was
being the hero we needed.
Be here.
I'm sorry.
It's the Canadian Batman.
Just tell your roommates to get better internet.
My roommates, as in my family.
Yeah, I didn't want to reveal that. I didn't want to embarrass you.
I am 18 years old. You're welcome, everyone.
And I still live home.
And moving on, we have the president of Gotham and of Canada itself, the president of Canada.
Anywhere the wind blows, I will be there.
Wait a minute. South Park told me they had a prince and a king.
They're not wrong.
They just have
and
to
myself.
have a president too.
LeafX. You can follow me on Twitter at LeafX. We'll hopefully be on Twitch in the next week. This will be the end of the Google Hangouts thing. But yeah, follow me on there, and you'll know if we made that switch over. And it'll be Monday at 7 p.m. So hopefully we can see some people again and have these wonderful people join us in gaming discussion. But as always, thanks for joining us, and keep gaming hard.
Bye, everybody. Stop sending me your creepy My Idols. So gross.